relaxation session today. I'm Jessica again. Hello. I know you all know me. We've done our introductions. So just making sure that obviously the space around you is nice and clear and that there's no trip hazards, or if you move your arms around, you're not going to knock into anything. We're going to do much the same as we did last week. We're going to do a lot of seated stuff to begin with. We're going to connect with our breath. We're going to check in with our internal weather. So if you're new to this, if you're new to watching the video as well, I'll explain through all of the stuff that we're going to do today. And then we're going to do some free movement like we did last time. I can't remember whether we were trees or sea plants, but we're going to go into that again because I love doing that. So we're going to have a go at some of that again today. And then I'm going to get you guys to become your own inner coach, your own best friend. I'm not sure if I've done this before. I run another mindfulness session, but I think with some other people, but we're going to definitely do this today because there's a lot of things going on at the moment. There's been a lot of things going on in general at the moment. So we're going to do a little self-compassion break, self-care break, a way that we can become our own inner coach and our own best friend at times where we're feeling a little bit like we need some help. So that'll be really nice. And then hopefully if we have time, we will finish with our lovely body relaxation, and I'll add some sound element in. I'll give us a little sound bath again like I did last week because that went down quite well as well. So, sounds good? Awesome. Okay guys, so if you don't want to sit down on as comfortable position as you can, sitting upright, either on the floor, on a sofa, on a bed, in a chair, with a cushion, however you want to be. And remember, it's not about being the most comfortable, just making yourself as comfortable as you can on the surface that you're on. And remember that anything that comes up today, no matter how you're feeling, thinking, whatever's going on with you, you're just going to work with it. You're just going to go with it and just see what comes out. It's not about finding, complete enlightenment and zen in one session. It's really just about going with what's happening with you today. Okay, so sitting nice and comfortably as you can. I always do this little wobble before. And just resting your hands in your lap and closing your eyes if you're comfortable to do that. So we're just going to start off with the connection with the breath. We do this every week at the beginning. And just noticing the breath as you breathe in through your nose and noticing the breath as you breathe out through either your mouth or your nose. Taking nice, long, deep breaths in. Slow, releasing breaths out. And just noticing that flow of breath. As you do this, placing your tongue behind your top teeth and just allowing the muscles in your jaw to relax. Allow that jaw to become heavy. And perhaps as that jaw releases, maybe your shoulders release too. Maybe you can feel heaviness down through your shoulders and your arms. And just notice how that feels for you. Noticing the temperature of the breath as you breathe in through the nose. And the temperature of the breath as you breathe out. And perhaps that breath is cool for you as you breathe in. You breathe in the air. And maybe it's warm as you breathe out, leaving your nice warm body. We're going to focus on the in-breath now. So with each in-breath, we're going to feel a sense of lifting and lengthening up through the top of our head. So each in-breath, I want you to grow tall. Keep that jaw relaxed. Lengthening through our spine. Back of the neck, top of the head. Now we're going to focus on the out breath. So with each out breath now, we feel a sense of grounding through our sit bones. We really notice the surface that we're on. And we really feel that sense of grounding, that sense of being supported and held. So we can use our breath to help our posture, but also to create that space and comfort through our body. So we breathe in to the top of our head and we breathe out to the base of the spine. And as a result of that, you should feel grounded and supported, safe from below, light and free and lengthened from above, allowing that jaw to remain heavy, and just that gentle flow of the breath, in breath and out breath. Gently wriggling your fingers and your toes. And when you're ready, just opening your eyes. Nice. Feel free to do some shoulder rolls or just a bit of movement in the body if you need to. Good. So we've made that initial connection and hopefully we're feeling a little bit calmer, a little bit more still, a little bit softer in our bodies. We're going to go again. We're going to go in for round 2, and this time we're going to take in some of our senses, some of the things that are going on around us in our room, outside our room, and in our bodies. Okay, so closing your eyes again and just going through the motions of connecting with the breath and releasing your jaw. Grounding through your sit bones and lengthening through the top of your head. So we're going to make the connection with our breath in terms of how our body responds. So placing one hand on your stomach and one hand on your chest. And just be mindful of how that feels, noticing the touch of your hands on your chest, your stomach, maybe on your skin or maybe through your clothes. And just make a note in your mind of how this feels for you. Perhaps it feels soothing, calming, maybe it feels a little bit awkward. Maybe you're not comfortable doing this, or maybe you feel really relaxed. Try and notice the temperature of your hands on your body. And then feel the breath as you breathe into your hands and breathe out, and just connect with the rise and fall of your breath. Something that we take for granted, that our body does for us automatically without us even having to try. That consistent breath, that life force, that energy that keeps us here in this moment. Every day of our lives, right up until this point, our breath has been working for us. So let's just take a moment to be really grateful for that. Just one less thing to think about, something that happens automatically. And then if you want to keep your hands there, you can. Or you can place them back down in your lap, whatever you feel comfortable doing. And let's take in the sounds around us. Let's channel into the sounds outside of our room or our home. See if you can notice distant sounds. Maybe you've noticed them for the first time today. Or maybe you've heard them all day. Noticing the sounds within your home now, within your room. Just listing them in your mind. And finally, noticing sounds within yourself, connecting with the sound of your breath now. just moving the fingers and toes and opening your eyes. I'm coming out of this position. If anyone wants to join me, hi Mary, welcome. If anyone wants to join me in a little body wobble or a stretch out, you can. Good. Okay, so our bodies and minds and breath should be feeling a little bit calmer now. If anyone would like to share in the chat box or share with the person next to them your experience just now, how you found that, whether you found it challenging, whether you found it easy, those that are coming regularly, if you're finding it easy to do these things more instinctively. Some of you might be questioning why. I know that when I first started this, well, I've been doing this since I was a kid actually. My dad used to get my sister and I to meditate all together, and I used to think I didn't really understand it, but I think I was very young. But yeah, as I've got older, I've really learned to use this sort of stuff to benefit me. But sometimes I do find it really hard to concentrate. I have a lot of chat in my mind, and that's something that, you know, we have to work with. Those thoughts are always going to be there. So good. Someone's nice and relaxed. Great. That's the goal here. Lovely. Yeah, and if you're watching this on repeat, remember you can always journal these things. You can always use a notebook. I often journal lots of stuff when I'm doing this sort of thing, or obviously talking to someone in the room that might be doing it with you. What else have we got? Good to calm down after a busy day. Yeah, definitely. I feel more cooled down as I'm warm all the time. Yeah. What time? Oh, yes. The session starts at 4 o'clock now, Mary. Yeah. So we log on at 1:45 and we start at 4. Yeah. I know, I got confused as well. We changed it a little bit. You notice a lot of tension around your chest and shoulders. Yeah, me too. I carry everything here. Here and here, I carry in my lower back as well. And when I do these exercises and I use the breath and I release through the breath and I'm mindful of parts of my body that don't feel so good, I can really breathe to those places. That's a really good point that you made there, actually, because this is, and maybe we can focus on that as well when we're doing the movement element in a bit. We can really be mindful of parts of our bodies that aren't feeling so good, and we can work towards those. Yes, okay, yes. Margaret's just confirming, because it's extended to an hour because everyone's enjoying it so much. Excellent. All right, so we're going to check in with, we've done the breath, we've done the body, we've done our alignment, we've listened around us. We're going to take it in now, and we're going to figure out what our internal weather is today. So those of you that haven't done this before, we use this as a kind of emotional check-in with ourselves. And this is going to be different for everyone. Basically, rather than me saying, how do you feel today? And you say, well, I feel a little bit sad, or I'm feeling a bit anxious, or I'm feeling great and I'm having a wonderful day, or there's so many elements to the way that we feel and how we communicate our emotions, and sometimes it can be a little bit difficult. Sometimes we might not even know. We might think we know how we feel, but we just answer because it's a quick way of answering. So we do this exercise because it's a really nice way for you to take a meditation and think about your thoughts and emotions and feelings in terms of your internal weather forecast. So if your thoughts, feelings, emotions had a weather, what would the weather be like within yourself? So it could be what the weather's like outside, but it might not be. And sometimes when we go into this meditation, you might end up going somewhere. So maybe you might end up going to a beach, or a walk through the woods, or looking out at weather outside. It might not be actually what you're feeling, it might be something you're witnessing, but whatever comes up, however weird and wonderful, just try and go with it and just see what comes up for you. Sometimes nothing comes up, and sometimes everything comes up. And then we can have a chance to share if we want to, or you can keep it yourself, that's absolutely fine. So we'll have a go. I use my singing bowl for this exercise. Yay! We've got a couple of people that are cheering. We use the singing bowl for this exercise. guys. And what I do is I sound the bowl at the start of the minute, and then we're silent, and I let you guys use the time to just see what comes up and just ask yourself, what's the weather like for me today? How do I feel in myself? And then at the end of the minute, I sound the bowl again, and that marks the end of it, and you can gently come out of it and open your eyes, and then we have a chance to just be with that. Okay, all right, so let's get ourselves nice and comfortable again, and I'll just talk you through the breath work. Grounding down through your sit bones and lifting and lengthening up through the top of the head. Just allow your hands to rest in your lap. Connecting with your breath and releasing with each out breath. Tongue behind your top teeth, and just let the muscles in your face relax. And I'll sound the bowl for the start of the minute, and I'll sound the bowl for the end of the minute. And just go with whatever comes up in between. Okay, so slowly coming out, moving the arms a little bit. And if you want to, come and share in the chat box, or you can just share with the person next to you if you've got someone with you. If you're on your own, you can keep it yourself, type it out, journal it out, however you want to do it. We'll see where we were. I'll share with you where I was today. I was barefoot walking on very hot wooden, like almost like I was on a beach. It was like wooden decking, like that goes out to sea, and it was very, very hot, and it was hot under my feet. I can't say it was pleasant, if I'm honest with you. Oh yeah, I'm not sure what that means, but yeah, feeling hot, and quite tired. Yeah. So lots of heat going on. I think that's quite reflective, isn't it, of what's happening with the weather. Did anyone get not hot weather? Did anyone get weather that wasn't hot today? Were you at the rink? Is that where you were? Yeah, so yours was cool. You were at the rink. Oh, nice. Yeah, I get that. And walking in the forest. Lovely. Okay. Are you guys sharing as well? Yes, we've got one more sharing. Amazing. In the sun because of the singing bowl. Yeah. So the bowl makes you think of the sun. Yeah. It's got that, I guess, that sort of round sound to it, doesn't it? Lovely. Okay, everyone, we're going to come to a standing position, and we're going to try and challenge our bodies to be free. And we've done this a couple of weeks now. I'm going to move this up here. There we go. Okay. So, move that there. Is that in the way? No, that's fine. Okay. So we're going to do some standing meditation now. And I want you just to try and go with this. If you feel silly, then feel silly. If you feel free, then feel free. But what I want you to do is A, try and release control of your body, which is very difficult. And B, try and be aware of how you feel about the process, how you're responding to the process, yeah? So there are two things. One, I want you to try and allow your body to be as free as you can be. And two, I want you to observe and be mindful of how you feel about the process. All right, so we're going to stand with our feet, nice wide hip distance apart, arms down by our sides, and closing our eyes again. So feel free at any point to open them if you want to. And of course, you can do this exercise seated as well. You don't have to be standing. So we're going to connect with the breath in through the nose and out through the mouth or the nose. Lengthening the breath. Long, deep breaths in. Slow, releasing breaths out. And automatically, you might now really be used to the way that we're working. With each out breath, you might just notice those shoulders just melting down. I know that, I teach these sessions a good couple of times a week now. And I notice now that every time I say the releasing breath, my shoulders just go. So just notice if those words start to resonate with you. With each out breath, feel the heaviness through your arms and your fingers, down through the soles of your feet. Really noticing the floor or wherever you're resting your feet upon. Get that sense of grounding. And then breathing in through the soles of the feet, lifting and lengthening up to the top of the head. And then breathing out, let those shoulders go. So through the soles of your feet, I want you to imagine there's roots. Roots going down into the earth. Really keeping you steady and stable. Those roots go all the way down to the center of the earth's core. And at the center is a round ball of light energy. And I want you to associate a color with this light energy. A little ball of light. Think of a color you'd like it to be. And then think about what you'd like this ball of light to represent. What would you like for yourself in this moment? Something that might make you feel good. Maybe it's love, maybe it's patience, maybe it's kindness. Something you'd like for yourself. And then we're going to start to breathe that light in, up through the roots, up through the soles of your feet, and through your legs, visualizing that color as it washes up through your body, up through your fingers and through your arms, the back of the spine and through your stomach, filling your body with whatever gift you want, with that light energy and color, up through the back of the head, and maybe you want to take your arms up with you, reaching up. And then breathing out, bring those arms back down, wash it back down through, back down to the center of the earth's core, and then breathing in again, taking those arms up, maybe looking up to and exhaling, taking the arms back down. Breathing in, take the arms up, and this time, let's soften the knees, bring your head down, and we're going to roll down with this light energy. So imagine this light energy is traveling through your body as you roll down into a little ball. And then you inhale, let it wash all the way back up to the ceiling, out to the sky, out to the universe, and then back down again. Bend your knees, roll down. And then we bring that back in as we breathe in and come back to stand. Okay, so sitting or standing back in a neutral, normal position, keeping the eyes closed if you can. We're going to slowly start to imagine this light energy in our body has just taken over. And it's starting to move us side to side. It has the ability to free our body, enabling us to move nice and loose. And if it helps, which it definitely helps for me, I want you to imagine that maybe you're a tree, or maybe you want to be underwater, maybe you want to be like a water reed or something, a sea plant, whatever works for you. And you're slowly going to be moved by this energy, the thing that's around you, the wind or the water, and just gently swaying side to side, softening your knees, your elbows, your ankles, your neck, all the joints in your body. Just imagine they're nice and loose. And if you want, you can take the arms up high as that wind blows you or the water moves you. Maybe you take it down low as the winds get more forceful and the water gets more forceful, taking it up and down, side to side. But one thing that remains is that your feet stay grounded. So try and keep your feet grounded down on the surface that they're on. Think of those roots all the way from the earth's core, holding you in place, but allowing that light energy, that wind, that water, whatever you've chosen, to really allow your body to be free. And I'm going to leave you in silence for a few moments as we do this all together, allowing your body to be as free as possible, but also acknowledging how you feel, being really mindful of your body, mindful of how this is affecting you, how you feel. Whether you're underwater or it's the wind that's moving you, it's going to start to slow down now. Current slowing down, the wind is just easing off, and we just gently move side to side, really slowly now. We're not completely still, because the wind is never still and the water is never still. Just gently moving ever so slightly. Feeling that looseness in your neck, softness in your joints. And when you're ready, gently opening your eyes and coming back together. Well done. Coming back together and just having a moment to, in fact, before we do that, let's just sit still. Let's just sit still and just take a moment. Close the eyes and just acknowledge in yourself how you feel, how that experience was for yourself, how it affected your body. Notice parts of your body, how they feel now. And also how you found the experience, what you liked, what you didn't like. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and feel free to share with everybody in the group today, or just keep it to yourself or share with the person with you. helps the tension and gets rid of stress. You don't have to think about anything. Yeah, really. Yeah, I can relate to that. You just allow the body to go, don't you? It's really fluid and nice, and actually that's the focus, isn't it? Yeah, lovely. Thanks for that. It makes me feel cooler and freer. Yes, it was quite cooler. I agree. Yeah, because we're thinking about the water and the wind, and it's all very gentle. Oh yeah, loving these guys. My body feels like it wants to keep moving down. Now I've sat down. Yeah, definitely. I've kind of got this sort of like gentle ripple going on. I tried to be a tree today, blowing in the gentle breeze. It was very freeing. Yeah, I was more a tree today, but I thought I'd give the water option because I know some people like the water. But yeah, I felt very tree today. And it makes me happy but sleepy. Yeah, I agree. It does have that sort of sleepy, has that sort of like happy, sleepy. Yeah, nice. Oh, lovely guys. Thank you so much for sharing and for doing the exercise, because I think it's a great one. I love doing it. So I'm glad that you all gave that a go today and you all got so much out of it. Okay, so we're going to take this self-compassion break now. So we're going to give ourselves a little bit of time and space to be kind to ourselves. So self-kindness and self-compassion. And this particular self-compassion break comes from a lady called Dr. Kristin Neff. And she does a lot of work on how to help yourself. So what I mean by that is, sometimes in life when things are going wrong or things are coming up that is a struggle or a challenge, normally we automatically look for someone else to help us, someone else to make us feel better. Can I have a hug? Can you do this for me? Can you say something that's going to make me feel better about myself? Yeah. So more often than not, we do that when we're like, when a child's upset, they'll cry for their parent or their carer. They want that love from somebody else to make themselves feel good. But there's nothing more empowering than being able to help ourselves. And sure, other people, if we're lucky and fortunate enough to have people in our lives that we can turn to for those things, then that's great. But sometimes, if they're not there, or when they're not there, or if we don't have anyone, these are really empowering tools for ourselves to learn how to, I guess, self-soothe and to make ourselves feel better. So if you're happy to do that with me today, we're going to do a little exercise. It's not going to take too long in learning how to do that. And this comes from, as I said, this lady called Dr. Kristin Neff, and I might put that in the chat box afterwards so that you guys can look into her and her work. She's awesome, and she's got lots of free meditations online as well that are very short and similar to this one. In fact, this is one of them. Okay, so get as comfortable as you can on the surface that you're on, however you want to be, sitting down, lying down. I like to do this one seated because it's not particularly long, but it's up to you how you want to be. And just closing your eyes, connecting with your breath again. In through the nose and out through the mouth or the nose. With each in-breath, breathing into the top of your head. And with each out-breath, allowing yourself to feel rooted and grounded. Any thoughts or things that pop into your mind, which is a natural thing to happen, I want you to visualize those thoughts as little balloons, and you can just release them up into the sky. So, I want you to think of something in your life right now that you feel is a challenge for you right now. Something that you feel is a little bit difficult. And I want you to allow yourself to acknowledge and accept that this is a difficult moment. Quite often we try and make things positive, but actually I want you to really acknowledge that this is a little bit difficult for you, and this is a challenge. And I want you to be mindful of how this challenge makes you feel. Be really honest with yourself about how this challenge makes you feel. And then I'd like to remind you that challenges and struggles are common across humanity. That other people are also going through the same or similar challenges that you face right now. Tell yourself that I am not alone. Other people feel this way or suffer in one way or another. And this is where we become our own best friends, our own inner coach. So I want you to put one hand on your stomach, or one hand on your chest, or maybe both hands on your chest. Perhaps you want to hold your face in your hands, or maybe you want to hold your arms like you're hugging yourself. Basically, I want you to feel like you're comforting yourself, maybe giving yourself a hug or just gently holding your face, hands on your chest or your stomach, whatever works for you. Take a moment just to decide where you want to be with your hands. And I'm going to invite you to be your own inner coach. Ask yourself, what would a kind and helpful friend or family member say to me in these moments? What would a kind and helpful friend or family member say to me in these moments? What words of kindness and support would they say to me now? And then ask yourself, how can I best take care of myself now? How can I best take care of myself now? Taking some nice deep breaths into your hands, into your chest, into your tummy, and then just releasing. Slowly moving your fingers and your toes, and when you're ready, sitting upright with your eyes open. And then feel free to share with each other, or just keep it to yourself, how you found that experience. If it was helpful, maybe it was confusing. I know that exercise gets me through a lot of difficult times. And generally speaking, I have the same person in my mind that helps me out, to allow me to help myself out. This this might be different for everybody. Stops you from being so self-critical and perfectionist. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you gave yourself a bit of a break. That was nice. Just got a few more people wanting to share, so we'll give it a minute. And if you're watching this on repeat, then yeah, feel free to journal it, or just be mindful of it, or share it with the person that you're with if you're with anyone. You found it to be comforting. Got some challenges at the moment. It was nice to have soothing touch and kind words. Yeah, and those kind words came from you, delivered straight to you. So it's nice, isn't it? It's always nice to have somebody to give you those kind words. So actually, we can really be kind to ourselves. But it's difficult. It's difficult to know how to do that. So that's why I like this lady's meditations and techniques, because they're quite simple and straightforward, and they do the job. Not always, but depends what the severity of the challenge is, I guess. You can see cupcakes, and it made you realise how you don't need it, and that's a challenge for you. Okay, yeah. So to do with food and diet, and yeah, definitely. Ah, I want cupcakes now. Thanks. All right. So I thought because it was quite warm today, we wouldn't do too much movement. So we've got about 15 minutes before we finish. So how about we take it right down into Shavasana, so a lying down horizontal pose. Some of you are already in that position. Some of you might want to get in that position now. Some of you might have waited till the very end to get there. Grant, if you want to lean back a little bit, because this is the point, this is the very relaxing bit, and I'll introduce our sound bath. So I'm going to use the singing bowl, which I used last time, remembering the purpose of this bowl. So this bowl is based on the root chakra, which is the base of our spine, so where we've been sitting. And this is a good one because it helps with grounding, it helps with feeling a sense of belonging, a sense of security. So if you're feeling a little bit lost, or like you're not sure where you are at the moment in different places, this sound is supposed to be really good for those things. So really homing, grounding, security, all of those things. And I'm also going to introduce some chimes. So what I want you to tell me, guys, and I'm going to keep disappearing off the back. Can you tell me if you can hear this noise? Can you hear that? You can? Semi, okay. How about now? Hold on. No. Yes, some saying yes, some saying no. Okay. I had this in my last session I did. Maybe if I move them around front here. I need to get a little stand for them. How about now? Yes, okay, I've moved them. Great. All right, brilliant. Okay, I'm going to do a bit of darting around. Try and go with what the sounds bring up for you. Maybe you visualize certain things. Maybe you just totally relax and switch off. Maybe you feel sensations in different parts of your body. So the sound vibrations are linked with our cells in our body, and they can help heal and restore our cells. So the sound is really good for helping our body heal and restore. So maybe you feel different things in different parts of your body. Try and go with that. And yeah, just enjoy the sounds, enjoy the moment. So closing your eyes and just connecting with the breath again. Noticing the temperature of the breath as you breathe in and the temperature of the breath as you breathe out. Placing your tongue behind your top teeth and just allowing the muscles in the face to relax. With each out-breath, releasing further down through your back and your shoulders. With each in-breath, just feel a sense of lightness through the top of your body. With each out-breath, breathe down to the surface that you're on. And just allow that surface to take your body weight so that you don't have to. Almost like you're melting down, held, supported and grounded, safe and secure. With each in-breath, I want you to feel that lightness and that freeness through your body. Any thoughts that come into your mind, just release them off like little balloons. And refocus your attention back to the sounds. starting to connect with your breath, noticing the sound of your breath as you breathe in and the sound of the breath as you breathe out. Try and listen to the sounds of your body. Bring your knees into your chest and give them a nice big hug. And if you're lying down, just rolling onto one side. And slowly bringing yourself up to a seated position. Inhale, let's take the arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, arms to your sides. Inhale, take them up. Bring your hands above your head in a prayer position. Imagining that your head's a balloon, and as you pull those arms down nice and gently, imagine your head's a balloon floating higher and higher up to the sky. And then just bring your hands to your heart center. Taking a moment just to be mindful of how you feel within yourself. And just taking a moment to thank yourself for spending time and investing in your own well-being today. And hopefully you guys can have a lovely rest of the day. When you're ready, opening your eyes and coming back together. We've got a few minutes left, so if anyone wants to share, then feel free to, or you can just stay in the nice calm state that you're in. It's entirely up to you. There's no obligation to share at all, especially after sometimes it's quite tiring and you just want to be nice and chill. So it's entirely up to you what you want to do at this stage. And I think we'll end it for the recording because it's just sharing within the group, the live group now. So if you want to join us, we are live on this class on Zoom every Wednesday. We log on at 2:45 and we start at 4 o'clock. So the timing is slightly changed because we're making it an hour session now. So we log on at 4:45 for a little catch-up chit-chat, and then we start the session at 4 o'clock. So anyone from the recording, see you soon. And anyone that's live with me, please feel free to stay to share. Bye.